The cursed game of the deep web. The rain tapped against my bedroom window like skeletal fingers, relentless and erratic. I sat hunched over my laptop, the dim glow of the screen the only light in my room. It was just after midnight. Everyone in the house had gone to sleep hours ago. Everyone, except me. Let me introduce myself, my name's Liam. I'm 17. Quiet, introverted. The kind of kid teachers say has potential, but whose parents say spends too much time online. They weren't wrong. That night, I found something. I wasn't looking for it. I was in a private Discord server with some guys from a forum I won't name. We'd been exploring weird corners of the internet, urban legends, ARGs, the deep web. Nothing truly dangerous, just digital thrill-seeking. But then, someone posted a link. No description. No context. Just, for the brave. I clicked it. A black page loaded. No branding. No graphics. Just a single word flashing in red font, play. Underneath it, a download button. The file was called veritas_game.exe. I hesitated. Every instinct told me to close the tab. But curiosity, it's a powerful drug. I clicked download. The file was barely half a megabyte. Tiny. It unpacked instantly, and a console-like window popped open, filled with ASCII characters swirling around the screen like code from the Matrix. Then, it asked. Player 1, what is your name? I typed, Liam. Do you accept the terms? There were no terms. I pressed Y. The screen flickered. Then, my webcam light blinked on. I froze. Smile, Liam, smiley face. I slammed my laptop shut. My heart pounded so loudly, I thought I might wake my parents. I told myself it was a prank. Just a creepy little scare program made to spook people. But I couldn't sleep. The next morning, things got strange. Mom was at the sink, humming. Dad sipped his coffee and scrolled his phone. My little sister Emily was drawing in her notebook at the table. I slid into my seat. Tried to act normal. Mom looked up. You're up early, she said. I couldn't sleep. She smiled. You shouldn't stay up so late. You'll start seeing things. I forced a laugh. But her words hit different. Like a warning I didn't quite understand. That's when Emily held up her drawing. Look. I drew our house. It was detailed, too detailed for a 9-year-old. Every window, every room, even the kitchen exactly as it was now. But there was something else. A figure stood in the hallway of the drawing, tall, thin, all in black, with no face. Who's that? I asked, pointing. That's the man who was in the hallway last night, she said cheerfully. He was watching you. Dad frowned. Emily, what did I say about making up scary stories? Emily giggled, went back to coloring. But my stomach dropped. I checked the game again. The file was gone. Not in downloads. Not in temp. Not even in recycle bin. I scanned the computer. Nothing. But the webcam, every time I opened the lid, the light blinked on. I unplugged it. That night, I dreamed about the man. In the hallway. He stood at the edge of my bed. His head tilted like he was trying to understand me. I couldn't move. Couldn't scream. When I finally woke up, I had scratches on my arms. 3 of them. Long, thin, like claw marks. Mom had stopped humming. She barely spoke. Dad left for work and didn't come back on time. Emily started drawing only one thing, the faceless man. Over and over. Dozens of pages. I started to think we were cursed. That the game, whatever it was more than just code. That it opened a door. And then, I saw the message on the living room mirror. Level 2 begins at midnight. Scrawled in condensation, like someone had breathed it onto the glass. We don't even have central heating. No one had taken a shower. That night, the clock struck 12. My laptop turned on by itself. The screen read. "Welcome back, Liam. Ready to play again?" The screen pulsed in the dark. "Welcome back, Liam. Ready to play again?" My heart pounded in my throat. I didn't remember saying yes. I don't even think I touched the keyboard. But the game didn't wait for permission. The screen glitched violently, then displayed. Level 2, the Echo Room. And suddenly, my laptop camera light blinked again. This time, the screen split in two, on the left, a live feed of my room from the webcam. On the right, a feed from somewhere else. It looked like an exact replica of my room, same bed, same posters, same lighting. But it was off. Too quiet. No sound. No movement. Just stillness. Like a set. Until the door creaked open. In the feed, not in my room. A figure stepped in. The same faceless man. His body moved with an unnatural jerkiness, like a corrupted animation. He stopped in front of the camera. Tilted his head. Then, the screen filled with static, and my lights shut off. Next morning. We were falling apart. Dad never came home. His phone was dead, work hadn't heard from him. Mom called the police, but all they said was, "He's an adult." Adults disappear sometimes. Emily wouldn't speak anymore. Just draw. Her latest drawing? All of us, me, her, Mom, and Dad, standing in the corner of our living room, eyes gouged out. When I asked her about it, she just said. "He's already in the Echo Room. He's waiting for you, too." I started researching veritas_game.exe. There was nothing on the surface web. But in a forgotten archive thread, buried deep in an abandoned forum, I found a post. It doesn't install. It infects the mind. It plays you. Level 1 opens the door. Level 2 copies your world. Level 3 ends it. Another user replied. Don't let it finish. Or the room becomes real. But it was already too late. It started with the sounds. Whispers behind the walls. Doors creaking open by themselves. I kept hearing my dad's voice calling from the basement. The thing is, my dad never went into the basement. Ever. I finally worked up the nerve and went down. Int. Basement, dark. The stairs moaned under my weight. The air was thick and cold. I held my phone's flashlight ahead like it could actually protect me. Something was down there. Breathing. And then I saw it. My dad, standing completely still at the far corner. But something was wrong. His head was facing the wrong direction. I whispered, "Dad?" He didn't move. But his mouth opened. Too wide. Dislocated. And he spoke, only it wasn't his voice. "Liam, finish the game." I bolted up the stairs. Locked the basement door. Mom was cleaning obsessively. Every corner, every surface. Scrubbing things that weren't dirty. She muttered under her breath. "He's in the wires, the wires, the wires." Emily had drawn the entire house, top down. Like blueprints. But there was something new. A secret room behind the walls of the upstairs hallway. She looked at me and whispered. "That's the Echo Room. I dreamed it. But the dream is real now." That night, I checked the wall she drew. Knocked on it. Hollow. Behind a loose panel, I found it. A small, windowless room. Covered in mirrors. One mirror for each of us. I stepped inside. My reflection was wrong. It moved slightly slower than me, like lag in a video feed. Then it smiled. I didn't. I backed out. The laptop turned on by itself. Level 3 available. 1 life remaining. I stared at the screen, unable to breathe. Do you accept the final challenge? And below that, your family is watching. Every mirror in the house shattered at once. The message glowed on my laptop screen like a warning from another universe. Level 3 available. 1 life remaining. And beneath that, your family is watching. I wanted to shut it down. Unplug the laptop. Burn it. But deep down, I knew, it wasn't just a game anymore. It was a door. And we'd already walked through it. I pressed enter. This time, the screen went dark for longer than usual. When it returned, I wasn't looking at my room anymore. It was a composite, my house, but wrong. The floors stretched too far, the windows looked into other versions of our lives. The walls pulsed like they were breathing. Then came the text. Level 3, Truth or Torment. I read the rules slowly. Each family member must face their truth. 1 will survive. 1 will lie. 1 will disappear. 1 will remain in the game. And you, Liam, must choose. I was no longer alone. My mom stood near the fireplace, trembling. Emily was sitting on the couch, hugging her knees. And Dad, or something wearing Dad's skin, sat in the recliner, grinning wide. The room looked normal, but the windows showed nothing but static. Time didn't pass. There was no sound from outside. Only us, and the voice from the laptop. It echoed around us, cold and distorted. Begin. The room dimmed. A spotlight shined down on Mom. She stepped forward. Her voice was distant, like she was underwater. I lied. About the miscarriages. There were no babies, just noises in the walls I couldn't explain. And blood. So much blood. Then came the sound. Wet. Gurgling. Like something crawling through a pipe. She screamed, and vanished. The spotlight moved to Dad. He stood up. Dad, or the thing pretending to be him. I should have told you the truth, Liam. This house, it's not ours. We never owned it. We were placed here. Watched. We're part of the game. Then his eyes turned black, mouth stretching into an impossible grin. And just like that, he exploded into a burst of code, digital fragments dissolving into the air. Gone. Only Emily and I remained. The spotlight found her. She looked up at me, eyes wide, terrified. Emily. I saw the game before you did, Liam. It talked to me. Promised it would protect me if I played. But I didn't want to. So it waited for you. She looked down at her hands. Blood began to pool under her. Emily, I'm sorry. And she collapsed. But she didn't vanish. She was stuck. Frozen mid-fall, like the game was buffering her existence. The spotlight hit me. The voice returned. Truth or torment, Liam? I hesitated. Everything inside me screamed truth. But I remembered the forum message. What it said. If you choose truth, the game ends for you. But torment continues for them. If you choose torment, you stay, and they go free. I looked at Emily, my little sister, caught in some twisted code limbo. And I whispered. Torment. The screen blinked white. I stood alone in a blank, endless space. There was no air, no floor, but I wasn't falling. Then came the voice again, quieter now. Satisfied. Player 1, sacrifice confirmed. Echo room closed. Family released. New host acquired. And just like that, I was no longer Liam. I was part of the game. A different family. A different house. A teenage boy sits in his room, browsing a dark forum on his laptop. A message appears. For the brave. The download begins. And the cycle repeats. The end.